You have a movie like this where it's about military, takes place in the Middle East. You have try to push this idea of like the military and war. You have an actor like Gerard Butler leading it. You have some kind of Islamophobic idea, either intentionally or unintentionally presented, faceless Middle Eastern characters that are either trying to get their family out so they are with the protagonist, or they are part of some terrorist organization, so now they are obviously establishing the antagonist. And you have this random mission, and the lead character obviously has a daughter that they do not speak to or communicate with. They're going through a divorce, or are already separated or divorced from the mother of their child. And that's the movie, right? You establish your expectations with these films, and you can end up being pleasantly surprised. Hey everyone, my name is Max Aaron James. This is a review of the movie Kandahar, written by Michelle LaFortune and directed by Rick Roman Vaughn. It stars Gerard Butler, Naveed Negaban, hope I pronounced that right, Ali Fazal, and Bahadur Foladi. It is about a CIA operative and his translator attempting to flee from people in Afghanistan after a covert mission gets exposed, and now they are on the run, right? Because they're both trying to get out of that country. First off, Fazal and Foladi are great. So many times we have basic, unoriginal, very badly written antagonist with no development, not really any backstory, especially when they're Middle Eastern. They present the idea that obviously these are the terrorists because look at their skin color and their religion. I think the writers unintentionally presented these characters in a way that made me interested in them a bit, trying to kind of create a backstory for them. One character working for the government and believing that they are doing the right thing because this is for their government. The other one feeling they are doing this for their country. So they are part of this organization that works outside of the government and can be often seen as terrorists. Fazal and Foladi added personality to their characters, and you can see that they were trying. And I like that because their characters were interesting, and I wanted to see more of those characters. I hope to see more of them in movies in the future, and hopefully they are recognized and given more opportunities. I've seen them before, well, particularly Fazal. I've seen Fazal before, but hopefully this will give him more opportunities in the future because, again, they did great. So often we see a lead, often white and often cis male lead actor in a movie with predominantly people of supporting actors of color playing the antagonist or even just around this character. Liam Neeson movies, for an example, where they have no personality, no charisma. They do not try. You could tell it is just for a paycheck. And everyone else is trying and putting effort in because, of course, they are wanting an opportunity like the lead. I noticed myself having an entertaining and fun experience with Butler's movies because I really feel that he is trying with these movies, even if a lot of times the budget is low or it just presents a feeling or an atmosphere of low budget or just streaming or television movie. He tries, and that is why I like his performances and why I appreciate Gerard Butler as a performer or as an actor. This movie has good action sequences, but a very poor plot, so it feels like the writers just added a story in to connect these cool action sequences that they probably thought of first and developed over time while they were writing the rest of the story. There are some characters here that did not really need to be here, like the one news reporter who was presented in the beginning, and that was fine, but then we bring her back later on, and at that point I already forgot about her and I did not care enough about her to bring her back, so there was that. Aside from her, we have the only other woman in this movie in one scene to introduce us to a plot involving Naveed's character, and we never get back to that story or plot until the very end where it's only mentioned in one line, and I feel that they forgot about it and realized that they had to at least act like they didn't because of the line that they gave Naveed's character prior to mentioning that plot again. We have Ali Fazal playing a badass who rides a motorcycle, listens to hip hop, particularly English rap. He has too much gel in his hair. But he's also committed to his faith and believes he's fighting for a right cause based on what he believes in. And he believes he's doing the right thing, right? This typical tropes. You could tell they tried really hard with this character, and maybe they expected Fazal to be a tryhard with this character, but he actually executed his role very well. But the character itself is pretty laughable, just because it's like, we get it, you're a badass. All right, calm down. Aside from that, he was given a couple cool fight scenes or action sequences that I enjoyed. I liked the shootouts he was involved in, and it felt like we were following him as much, or his cause and motives, almost as much as Gerard Butler's. I just wish we explored him more. And that's what gave me the idea that maybe this could have been a limited series, maybe 3-4 episodes, explored Fadali's character and Fazal's character while also following Butler. Like Plane earlier this year, I was pleasantly surprised with this movie, right? I set my expectations, it met them, and then delivered pretty good action sequences. So I was happy with it, leaving the theater. It is something worth streaming on a weekday evening while eating dinner, maybe. If you are a fan of Gerard Butler and his movies, you'll enjoy this movie, I feel. And if you just want to see some casual action, right, some typical action movies, this might be up your alley as well. I kind of go into these movies hesitant just because the Middle Eastern thing, right, terrorists and people playing these faceless characters, and often Islamophobic messaging kind of in it, hesitant. This movie does relatively well with the balancing it. So there's that. Until next time, y'all take care of each other. Check up on one another. Check up on yourself. And remember, potential has no limit.